Hi, I'm Moody. This week we're going to touch on one of the products that I use. Quite often I'm getting asked all the time, you know, why do I use this, why do I use that, what do I use, what brands, all this sort of thing. There's many good products out there on the market in every field, whether it be electronics, motors, etc. It all depends on what comes down to the application that suits you best. For me, I've always stuck with the Evinrude motors. This is the Generation 1 E-Tec. This is the latest model. They're slowly going to be phased out with the oncoming G2 engines, which we've just been down to Sydney for the latest release. They're mostly in the larger horsepowers at the moment, 200 and up. But these motors here have been extremely reliable. First couple of models that came out, there's a few injector problems and stuff like that, but Bombardier have done an awesome job now and I'm delivering a really reliable product. Now also I turn over around about 500 hours a year, so if I had a 4-stroke, to me that would be 5 lots of servicing fees, which range between $600 and $800, and that $4,000 a year is quite a saving on services. And pretty much every 250 to 300 hours I change the spark plugs, change the gearbox oil and do an impeller once or twice a year as well, just to be sure. So that's the reason why I use E-Tecs. They are very reliable these days. Lots of power, a lot more power than a 4-stroke, and I've got less time off the water with servicing. Now I'd just like to bust a few myths regarding 2-stroke motors. They're no longer the old smelly gas guzzling machines of the past that used to choke you while you were downwind. With these motors here, they actually, the new fuel injection systems on these, the computer actually calculates 8 million times per second to make sure it's delivering the right amount of fuel for each different rev range. They're now using 44% less fuel and 50% less oil than the previous 2-strokes. Clean energy should be important to all of us, and with the Evinrude E-Tecs, they are now the cleanest outboard on the planet, including 4-strokes. I've had 25 Evinrudes in my career actually, and I've stuck with the brand, especially now they've got this latest new clean technology, and also they've just brought out the Gen 2 motors. And like I said, Evinrude are not paying me for this, but they did fly me down for the latest G2 launch in Sydney just recently, and I caught up with Riley Tolmay to fill me in on some of the changes they've made with these new engines. Hi all, we're down in Sydney Harbour at the Cruising Yacht Club to check out the latest G2 engines from Evinrude, inaugural launch. I'm here with Riley Tolmay from BRP Australia. Riley, can you tell us a little bit about the new G2s, mate, how they're different from the old E-Tecs?
Ryan, we kind of started from the ground up, took a new block, changed the way that we did the exhaust porting, was probably one of the main changes. We found some technology that could get inside of the engine, get into the cylinder and see what was going on inside of there, so that was probably the main change, and that resulted in similar power to what we have. We've always been known for having good power, but with that comes fuel economy, so 25 to 30% savings on a big 250 horsepower engine. Compared to best in class in the category. We've also gone to a 500 hours, 5 years, no maintenance, a 5-year warranty.
Cool.
Which is, you know, a big statement. That's a corrosion warranty as well.
Excellent.
Of 5 years. And then we've obviously gone to the DNA, as you've seen a lot of different engines, different carlings, different look. Main reasons
you can get them customized sort of thing as well.
Yeah, that's right. So just match the boat.
Yeah.
So we've got some scenarios like on the Quintrexes where we actually get the boat builder to build and we customize the covers around that, or you get, you know, choice of the stock standard, black, white, red, and blue. Missing one color there, and then basically just add on the little swoosh here. There's 14 different accents that are available, and then you can also change the top covers and mix and match it a little bit. So, you know, in this day and age, customers are wanting to kind of adapt their boat, make it look good, and that's working well for us.
Excellent, mate. Yeah, I can't wait till the 90s come out in a year or two's time so I can bolt one on the back of my boat and experience it for myself.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to send something down your way before we launch them, so you can put some hours on them.
Cool, we'll give it a good run for you.
Yeah,
I've heard nothing but great reports, especially the fuel economy running the boats yesterday. You know, they're running on the smell of an oily rag for such a big motor, you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good, you know, I'm obviously getting good economy on your 90. If we can take that economy down the range, you should be up for, you know, maybe 5 litres of fuel going for a barrowfish or for inshore.
Oh, cool, that'll be great.
Well, thanks for coming down.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Bye, mate.
Another myth about two-strokes and why these things are so good is the fact that they are so quiet. They've actually had to install a bypass on the starter because people actually were trying to start them again thinking that they'd actually cut out at the boat ramp. So a very quiet motor, which is ideal for trolling, and it's great for me too because I can actually talk to my customers while we're running along. Another thing with the fuel usage on these engines is the fact that they're so light compared to their counterparts. A 300 horsepower Evinrude E-Tec is around about 100 pounds lighter than equivalent four-strokes. That's a lot of weight, extra weight hanging off your transom. These things are so light and they've got so much torque, so much power, you're up on the plane so much quicker, and that is where a lot of your fuel burn happens. It's just like an aircraft. He uses 90% of his fuel taken off, not while he's in the actual air. So that is why these things are so good. So much power, light, economical and clean.